What's going on, guys? It's Phil from Z Money here, and today we are going to go over where I keep my money when it comes in. So when I get my income from my job, which I get paid every 2 weeks, so I get paid bi-weekly, I put my money in certain spots. Some of it stays in the bank account it goes in, and then I move others parts of it to other places. So if you guys can do me a favor and just hit that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm, and also hit that subscribe button for more videos, as we are now posting once a week, and we'll try to bump it up maybe twice. Some weeks I'll do 2 videos, and we'll try to keep it consistent. So getting right into it, the first place where I keep my money is in some cash, right? So I think it's very important, even during these times, to have some money in cash. So just open my wallet. I always have a little bit of money in there, right? So just count it up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 450, you know. So I just like keeping some money in my wallet. And no, I'm just kidding, I do not keep all of this money in my wallet at one time. So usually I'll just keep around $50 in my wallet at a certain given time, just for emergencies. You never know when you may need the cash. I know during these times right now, you may not need cash so much, but it is always useful to have some cash on hand. So some of this other cash I keep in my room in a safe that's locked up, just for emergencies. You always want to have a little bit of cash on you for when emergencies do pop up. So that is my number one place where I keep some of my money. And the next spot is, as you guys know, I invested into Robinhood. So you guys have seen my Robinhood account, and you know I have most of my money in there, actually. So I actually have about $15,000 or so in my Robinhood account. Not all of that is invested. I would say about $11,000 to $12,000 is invested, and the other 2 to 3 is just kept there as cash, waiting to invest for when I see good opportunities. So I keep the majority of my money into the stock market and Robinhood. That way, my cash that's just sitting in Robinhood, it gets about 3.3% interest on it, which is better than most bank accounts now. So I keep some cash in there, just waiting to invest. And the cash that I do invest with collects dividends, so I get paid monthly in order to keep that dividend income coming in, and I reinvest that back into the stock market. So that would be number 2, the second place where I keep my money. Number 3, some of you guys know, some of you guys don't know, I put $1,000 into M1 Finance. Right, so that is just another stock market brokerage. So I put $1,000. I've just put it in one of their expert-made pies. It's called the Global Dividend. So for this account, I just want to maybe invest $1,000 a year or so into that account, and just have it sitting there, just collecting the dividends, and hopefully a little growth as the years go on with compound interest. So I'm not investing too much every year into that account, maybe just about, like I said, $1,000, so that it accrues something, and by the time I retire, I have enough money in there to pay for some of my expenses. So that is the third place where I keep my money. And the fourth place where I keep my money, so last year I opened up a CD. If some of you don't know, a CD is a certificate of deposit. I put only about $1,000 in that as well last year. At that time, I wasn't making nearly what I'm making now. Not that I'm making that much right now anyway, but I'm making more than I was. So at that time, I put it in at a 2.6% interest rate through Goldman Sachs CD. I will put something up on the screen here showing you what they're offering now, which is a little lower than what I put in, but I put in for a 12-month CD, and I'm actually getting that back in June of this year. So it accrued a little bit of interest on the way, gained about 40, almost 40 to $50 or so in that, and that was just for keeping my money into a savings account, just not spending it and just letting it sit there. So it's not much, but $40 which are in that account. So it's not a bad place if you don't need that money at this moment to put it into a CD, because it can accrue some interest for you. So that is the fourth place where I keep my money. And the fifth place where I keep my money, I actually just opened up another bank account, a money market account, has a 1.4% interest rate, and I will keep my emergency fund in that account. So right now my emergency fund is in another account, which I will explain later in the video, but I will keep that emergency fund in that account, so that way I accrue that interest on my emergency fund just sitting there, and if I ever need it, I can use that account. So all the links to these accounts will be in the description below, but CIT offers, the money market account offers, I believe it's a 1.25% interest rate, which is much more than my bank account that I use right now. So I'm definitely keeping my emergency fund in there and just letting it accrue some interest. So emergency fund, some people say different amounts, 3 to 4 months worth of expenses in there. You could do 6 months, people do up to a year. Really depends on how risky or safe you want to be with that emergency fund. So I recommend putting at least 6 months of expenses in that emergency fund, just in case of anything. You never know. Like this pandemic, people are out of work, people lost their jobs, people lost everything. Make sure you have that emergency fund just in case something like this will pop up ever again. So that is the other account. My fifth place I keep my money in CIT Bank and Money Market Bank account. And the next one is through Fidelity. So about 2 years ago, I opened up a Roth IRA through Fidelity, and I just deposited about $500 in there, and it's just sitting there. I deposit some amounts every couple of months. I deposit more in there. So a Roth IRA is a retirement account in which you pay taxes on now, so that way when you retire and you take those funds out, you don't have to repay those taxes. That's how it differs from a 401k. 401k you pay taxes on when you withdraw money from that account. So I put money into a Roth IRA, and I already pay taxes on that now because I'm in the lower tax bracket. So that way I don't need to pay the taxes when I withdraw the money, as I will take when I retire. Also through Fidelity, this is one place where I'm keeping my money. It's also through Fidelity. I have a 401k through my employer. So through my employer, I have a 401k. I defer about 6% into my 401k, and my employer matches up to 4%. So they match my 4%. I'm putting in 6%, so I'm putting in an extra 2%. And this will have about an even 10% of my bi-weekly paycheck going into my 401k for retirement. This will help me in future years. I won't have the money right now, but when I do retire, and I plan on retiring early, I can withdraw that money and hopefully live off of it. Now I can't withdraw this money until I turn 65, which is in 42 years or so. a little more than 42 years. But that money will keep adding up with compound interest, and I will be able to withdraw that and live off of that. So that is all the places where I keep my money. They are, you don't need as many as that. You can use more than that. It's really based on preference and how much you keep track. But I do suggest not putting all of your money into one account, because you can get multiple gains from different accounts. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Took a little bit of time putting it together. Please hit that like button down below once again, and also hit that subscribe button, as we will be posting more videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.